Welcome to the Addlly AI podcast, where we explore how generative AI is reshaping marketing, search, content, and brand discovery. For those who are new here, Addlly AI is an agentic AI company based in Singapore. We help enterprises improve how their brands appear across AI search platforms like ChatGPT, Gemini, Perplexity, Claude, and other generative AI engines. Our platform helps brands audit, plan, and execute their AI visibility strategy. That means understanding where they show up in AI-generated answers, where competitors are being cited instead, and what content needs to be created or improved to increase brand visibility. Today, we are talking about a concept that is becoming increasingly important for marketers, founders, content teams, and business leaders. Content engineering for AI visibility. Now, if you have spent years thinking about SEO, keywords, rankings, and backlinks, this may feel like familiar territory at first. But AI search is changing how people discover information. Users are no longer only searching on Google. They are asking ChatGPT, Gemini, Perplexity, Claude, and other AI platforms for recommendations, comparisons, explanations, and buying advice. And when AI systems answer those questions, they often pull from content that is easy to understand, easy to extract, and easy to cite. That is where content engineering comes in. One thing we see again and again is this. Ranking well on Google does not automatically mean your content will be surfaced, cited, or recommended by AI. AI visibility needs a different approach. So in today's episode, we will break down what content engineering means, why it matters, and how businesses can start structuring their content so AI systems are more likely to recognize, retrieve, and reference it. Let's get into it. Let's start with the basics. Content engineering is the process of designing content so it can be easily understood by both humans and machines. Traditional content creation usually starts with the reader. You think about the audience, the message, the tone, the story, and the call to action. That still matters. In fact, it matters more than ever. But in an AI-driven search environment, your content also needs to be machine-readable. That means it should be structured in a way that allows AI systems to identify what your page is about, what each section covers, what questions you answer, what claims you make, and whether your content is useful enough to be included in an AI-generated response. Think of it this way. A human reader can skim a slightly messy article and still figure out what it means. They can infer context. They can connect ideas. They can work around poor formatting. AI can do some of that too, but not always reliably. When your content is vague, dense, unstructured, or buried inside long paragraphs, AI systems may struggle to extract the most important information. They may overlook the strongest parts of your content, or more annoyingly, they may choose a competitor's content instead, simply because that competitor made the answer easier to find. Content engineering is about reducing that friction. It means making your content clear, modular, specific, and easy to retrieve. Not robotic, not boring, not written only for algorithms, just better organized. And in the age of AI search, better organized content often has a better chance of being discovered. For years, marketers have optimized content for search engines. That usually meant targeting keywords, improving page speed, building authority, writing helpful content, and making sure pages could be indexed. Those things still matter. SEO is not dead. It has simply stopped being the whole story. AI search works differently from traditional search. When someone searches on Google, they usually see a list of links. They choose which result to click. In that environment, your goal is often to rank high enough to earn the click. But when someone asks an AI tool a question, the experience is different. The AI may summarize an answer directly. It may cite a few sources. It may recommend a brand, product, or solution without showing a traditional list of search results. That means the goal is no longer only to rank. The new goal is to be understood, trusted, extracted, cited, recommended. This changes how we think about content. A long blog post that performs well in traditional SEO might still be difficult for AI to use if the key information is hidden inside vague paragraphs. A product page might be visually appealing to humans, but not very useful to AI if it does not clearly explain what the product does, who it is for, what problems it solves, and how it compares to alternatives. A brand may have hundreds of pages online but still lack AI visibility because its content is not structured around the specific questions people are asking AI platforms. This is one of the reasons businesses are starting to look beyond SEO and into generative engine optimization, or GEO. GEO is about improving the chances that your brand appears in generative AI answers, and content engineering is one of the building blocks of that. At Addlly AI, this is a major part of how we help businesses understand where they currently appear in AI search, where they are missing, and what content gaps need to be fixed so AI systems can better recognize their authority. So, what kind of content does AI prefer? The first answer is simple: structured content. AI systems are designed to process information, identify patterns, and retrieve relevant answers. Structure helps them do that. Imagine opening a book with no chapter titles, no paragraphs, no section breaks, and no clear flow. Even as a human, you would find it exhausting. Now imagine an AI system trying to extract one specific answer from that same messy wall of text. It can still attempt to process the content, but the lack of structure makes the job harder. Structured content gives AI signposts. Headings tell the system what a section is about. Subheadings show how ideas are grouped. Lists highlight important points. FAQs connect specific questions with direct answers. Tables clarify comparisons. Short paragraphs make individual ideas easier to isolate. This is why content engineering often starts with formatting. For example, instead of writing one long article titled AI Marketing Trends, you might break it into sections like what is AI marketing? How AI search is changing content discovery? Why brand mentions matter in AI answers? How to optimize content for AI visibility? Common mistakes brands make with AI search. Each heading provides both the reader and the AI system with a clear understanding of what the content contains. And that clarity matters. When AI systems evaluate content, they are not reading your page the way a casual human reader would. They are looking for relevant information that matches a user's query. The easier you make it to identify those pieces, the better. Let's spend a moment on headings, because they are often treated as design details when they are actually strategic tools. A good heading does three things. First, it tells the reader what to expect. Second, it organizes the content into logical sections. Third, it gives AI systems a clearer signal about the meaning of the text that follows. Vague headings are not very helpful. For example, a heading like Overview does not tell AI much. Overview of what? A heading like Why Structured Content Improves AI Visibility is much stronger. It clearly describes the topic and creates a direct connection between the section and a likely user question. The same applies to headings like Benefits, Our Approach, or Solutions. These may be fine for a website visitor who already has context, but they are weaker for AI extraction. Instead, make headings descriptive. For example, instead of Our Approach, use How Our AI Visibility Audit Identifies Content Gaps. Instead of Benefits, use Benefits of Optimizing Content for AI Search. Instead of Solutions, use AI Search Optimization Solutions for enterprise brands. The goal is not to stuff keywords everywhere. The goal is to be specific. Clear headings help your audience. They help your content team. And they help AI systems understand what each section actually answers. That is a small change, but it can have a big impact. The boring little heading, it turns out, has been doing more strategic work than it gets credit for. The next part of content engineering is chunking. Chunking means breaking information into smaller, self-contained units. This matters because AI systems often retrieve and summarize pieces of content rather than entire pages. So, if your best insight is buried in the middle of a 300-word paragraph, it may not be as easy to extract. A strong content chunk usually focuses on one clear idea. For example, instead of writing, AI visibility is important because brands need to make sure that their content is easy for artificial intelligence tools to find and understand, especially now that users are searching on different platforms and expecting fast answers from tools like ChatGPT and Gemini. You could write, AI visibility is the ability of a brand to appear in answers generated by AI search platforms. It matters because users increasingly rely on tools like ChatGPT, Gemini, and Perplexity to discover information, compare options, and make decisions. That second version is easier to understand. It defines the concept. It gives context. It is easier for AI to extract. This is what good content engineering does. It does not remove personality. It does not make everything sound mechanical. It simply makes each idea easier to identify. A helpful way to think about this is, could this paragraph stand on its own as a useful answer? If yes, it is probably a good chunk. If no, it may need to be rewritten. This is especially useful for blog posts, landing pages, help centers, product explainers, comparison articles, and thought leadership content. Every section should have a clear job. Every paragraph should carry a specific idea. Every answer should be easy to lift, summarize, or cite. Another format that works especially well for AI visibility is the FAQ format. That is because AI search is often question-driven. People ask things like, what is content engineering? How do I improve AI visibility? Why is my brand not appearing in ChatGPT? What is the difference between SEO and GEO? How can I get my company cited by AI tools? If your content answers these questions directly, you increase the chances that AI systems can match your content to the user's query. FAQ sections are powerful because they create a clean question and answer structure. But the quality of the answer matters. A weak FAQ answer is vague. It gives a generic explanation but no real substance. A strong FAQ answer is concise, specific, and complete enough to be useful. For example, question, what is content engineering for AI visibility? Answer, content engineering for AI visibility is the process of structuring, formatting, and optimizing content. So AI systems can easily understand, extract, and cite it in generated answers. That is direct. It defines the term clearly. It gives AI a useful answer. You can then expand that answer below with examples, steps, or context. A good approach is to start with a direct answer in the first 1 or 2 sentences, then add supporting detail. This is useful because AI systems often look for concise answer passages that closely match a question. For brands, this means your content strategy should not only focus on topics, it should focus on questions. What are your customers asking? What are procurement teams asking? What are journalists asking? What are investors asking? What are AI tools likely to be asked about your category? Once you know those questions, you can engineer content that clearly answers them. Now, let's talk about what to avoid. One of the biggest problems in brand content is vagueness. Many companies use phrases like, we deliver innovative solutions. We help businesses grow. We are a trusted partner. We transform digital experiences. These lines may sound polished. They also give AI systems very little to work with. What kind of solutions? For which industries? What business problem do you solve? What makes the company trusted? What does transformation actually mean? AI visibility depends on specificity. Instead of saying, we help brands improve digital growth, say something more concrete. We help enterprise brands improve visibility across AI search platforms by auditing how they appear in tools like ChatGPT, Gemini, and Perplexity, then creating content designed to increase brand citations. That is much clearer. It explains who the service is for, what problem it solves, how it works, and what outcome it supports. Specificity builds meaning. And meaning is what AI systems need in order to understand and retrieve your content. So when you review your website, blog posts, or landing pages, look for vague claims. Then ask, can this sentence be made more concrete? Can we add a definition? Can we name the audience? Can we describe the problem? Can we explain the process? Can we give an example? The more specific your content becomes, the more useful it becomes for both humans and AI. A little less world-class solution. A little more, here is exactly what we do, for whom, and why it matters. Your readers will thank you, so will the machines, in their own mysterious machine way. So, how can you start engineering content for AI visibility? Start with 5 practical steps. First, use descriptive headings so AI systems can quickly understand what each section is about. Second, write short, focused paragraphs. Each paragraph should communicate one clear idea. Third, add direct answers. When explaining an important topic, answer it clearly in the first sentence before adding more detail. Fourth, include FAQ sections based on the questions your audience is likely asking AI tools. Fifth, remove vague language. Replace broad claims with specific explanations, examples, and outcomes. But before you start rewriting everything, it helps to understand how AI currently sees your brand. That is where an AI visibility audit becomes useful. A strong GEO audit should show where your brand appears across AI search platforms, where competitors are being mentioned instead, and which pieces of content are missing, unclear, or difficult for AI systems to cite. It should answer questions such as, is your brand showing up for relevant industry queries? Are competitors being recommended instead? Does your content clearly explain your expertise, services, and value? Are your pages structured in a way that AI can easily extract answers? What content needs to be created, rewritten, or improved? At Addlly AI, our GEO audit and AI visibility agents help brands move from guesswork to a clearer action plan. Sometimes improving AI visibility does not mean creating hundreds of new pages. It starts with auditing what you already have, then restructuring it so AI can better understand, extract, and recommend your brand. To recap, content engineering is about making your content easier for AI systems to understand, extract, and cite. As AI search becomes a bigger part of how people discover brands, products, and services, businesses need to think beyond traditional SEO. They need content that is clear, structured, specific, and answer-driven. The good news is that this is something you can start improving right away. Review your headings. Break up dense paragraphs. Add FAQs. Answer questions directly. Replace vague claims with useful detail. These small changes can make your content more helpful for readers and more accessible to AI systems. And if you want to understand how your brand currently appears across AI platforms, Addlly AI helps companies audit and improve visibility across tools like ChatGPT, Gemini, Perplexity, Claude, and other AI search experiences. Visit Addlly.ai to learn more or request a GEO audit and growth plan. That is Addlly AI, spelled Addly. Thanks for listening to the Addlly AI podcast. We'll see you in the next episode.